Hey everyone, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how I've been farming Maul East on my Paladin, who is not fully prot. I'm actually a holy prot hybrid spec. And I'm going to show you my talent trees right here. So I have 30 points in holy, which is plenty for me to efficiently raid heal. And then I have 21 points in prot, which is efficient enough for me to solo farm certain mobs in the game. I don't have any points in retribution, as you can see, so it's 30, 21. So it's basically enough that I still have my improved Blessing of Wisdom, I have my my spell crit, I've got my super important Illumination, Divine Favor, Consecration, and you know, you could play around with like Unyielding Faith and Improved Lay on Hands. You could probably swap those around if you wanted to with this build. There's a little bit of flexibility. But this build does have tanking and healing in mind, where you can do both efficiently, as I said, so long as you have good sets of gear for each spec. So I have a full healing set. It's almost full pre-raid bis, and I could heal really well in this spec. On the flip side, I have pretty decent prot gear. I don't have the best prot gear. Like I'll show you what I'm working with here. I'm using my Lightforge Helm, Tooth of Gnar, Lawbringer Spalders, Spritecaster Cape, which I think is one of the pre-bis for Prot Pally. Deathbone, I got 4 to 5 Deathbone. Vigor Steel Van Braces, that's from Darkmaster Ganling in Skolo. Mira's Song. Argent Defender, I haven't had much luck with the shield from Ramstein in Stratholme, but this one does just fine. I've got a Thorium Spike on it. More Deathbone. I've got these Wrathplate leggings, increase my chance of parry. I haven't found the Deathbone leggings, or I'd probably be using those, but these are pretty good. Blood of the Martyr is a really good tank and trinket. Look at all that stamina. 15 stamina, 10 intellect. Ring of Demonic Potency, probably not the best ring, but I found it in Dire Maul, so I'm using it. My trinkets, actually, just reminded myself that I need to switch up my trinkets, so Mark of the Chosen, even though it's green, amazing trinket. 2% chance when stuck in combat to increase all your stats by 25 for 1 minute. This trinket procs all the time, and if you think about the stat increase that you benefit from in using this trinket, it's incredible. I highly recommend it. And lastly, Uther's Strength, which was recommended to me by my buddy Nith. And Uther's Strength, you basically get a chance of having like a protective shield appear, 2% chance. So that really helps a lot too when you're solo tanking and all that jazz. So we're almost to Feathermoon Stronghold, and I guess that's all I'm gonna show you. The only other things that I alternate using, I don't have them in my bags right now. I have Razor Gauntlets. It's a little bit more reflective damage. It's 3 more arcane damage when you're attacked, but I lose the stamina and the defense and the mana per 5 with Deathbone, so I've kind of been just using Deathbone, to be honest, in this situation. I also have those gloves from Undead Strat. Oh, why is the name failing me right now? But it makes you immune to disarm. I have those. I've also got Magma Tempered Boots from Molten Core. As you can see, they have a lot more they have, 10 more stamina than Deathbone, 18 more intellect, 12 spirit, and it's plus 18 healing, so I've kind of been rocking those. I've been going back and forth with those and Deathbone, but I do think they're a bit better for me than Deathbone, just because of all the intellect, 10 more stamina, and the healing effect, so kind of flip-flop between these two. Do I want more defense, mana per 5, or do I want a lot more stamina and intellect, spirit fire resist, and plus 18 healing, which is great for the run that I'm going on, so I will show you guys that momentarily. And as for prep, any prep items that I bring with me, not much. You always want to make sure that you're repaired, first and foremost. You gotta make sure that your gear is good to go, because you're going to be getting hit a lot. You also want to make sure you have water with you. So I just have the vendor Morning Glory Dew. If you have a mage friend, get some of their juicy water from them. That will help you a lot. I have a few other like Halloween consumables here, candy corn, bobbing apple. I've also been finding a lot of run TOME tubers inside this instance, and because I'm a 300 profession cook, I've been making run TOME tuber surprise, which increases my intellect by 10 for 10 minutes. So that's been highly beneficial for me. I have so many of these, so I just use these every run. I tried selling a few of them. They you know, I think they sell for a few gold each, but if I could benefit from it, why not? It's no extra cost to me. I've also got Nightfin soup that increases my mana regen. 8 mana per 5 sec for 10 minutes. I usually reserve those for raiding. I've also got Rumsey Rum Black label, increases my stamina by 15. And the standard health pots, mana pots. I do have some invisibility pots, just in case I think I'm about to pull an additional mob. Why is this horde on the boat? Where's he going? You on the wrong boat, buddy. You on the wrong boat. Okay, yeah, just if I think I'm going to pull a mob, or something's coming right at me, I just pop this real quick. It's kind of like an oh crap item to have, just in case of any mistakes. And what else? You know, I got my bandages, noggin fogger, which I'll show you why I have that in a bit. Oil of immolation. This is really helpful. I previously had several stacks of this. As you can see, I'm only down to 2. But it does 50 fire damage to any enemies within a 5-yard radius. So if you have a crap ton of enemies and you want to do a bunch of extra damage, it's 50 fire damage every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. So it's a nice little extra tick of additional damage that you could be using. While we're waiting, I just want to point out that I got my Paladin Epic Charger yesterday, and I love the holy aura that emanates from it, and I didn't remember that from vanilla WoW, and apparently there are certain items in Classic that have this like aura that stands out a lot more. Somebody pointed out Bloodfang Shoulders to me, the rogue tier 2, how they have like this black smoke emanating from them. And yeah, the Pally Charger is a lot more noticeable. I love the way it looks. Alright, so as I pointed out, I don't have the best tanking gear. I don't have full pre-raid bis or anything like that. And I think that this could be done with even worse gear. I'm not saying my gear is terrible, I'm not saying my gear is awesome, but I think if you feel like your gear is not as good as what I have, like if you don't have as many Deathbone, or you don't have good rings or trinkets, I still think that this is viable if you're level 60. You're gonna be fighting non-elite level 54 mobs, and they tend to die pretty quickly as long as you do the route properly, take your time with it, drink between pulls, make sure your health and mana are full. I did want to mention that in my prot tree I have Blessing of Sanctuary and Blessing of King, so that's also why I really like this build, just because I have both of those blessings to benefit from. And again, they're also both useful in a raid, having the ability to sank the tanks or kings the raid. I like having the options of you know, being flexible with blessings. Alright, so we are entering Dire Maul here. Now there is an east entrance. Oh hey, we're getting dazed. It's not a Dire Maul entrance unless you're getting dazed. We're gonna go through the main entrance through the arena. So I'm gonna show you as soon as everything stops attacking me. Okay. Alright, let's mount up. So here's the arena. You're in the main area of Dire Maul, and east entrance is, you guessed it, to the east of the arena when you enter it. So we're gonna head that way. Gonna aggro a few more mobs along the way. And the entrance is right here. It does not require a key. So you can zone right into the Broken Commons. Whee! Okay. And you'll know the instance is reset when you walk in right away, and you'll see a wandering patrolling tree to your left. There he is right there, Warpwood Tangler. So a lot of times, like if you're not sure if the instance reset, if you see this guy patrolling past you, you'll know that it is reset. Alright, so we're all zoned in here. One region that I forgot to mention that you gotta bring that I forgot myself are Symbol of Kings. I'm usually really good about this, but I was farming this last night, and I was running out of bag space, and I only had about 5 left in my inventory, so I blessed myself one last time for 15 minutes, and then I destroyed the rest, and lo and behold, forgot to buy extras. But for demonstration purposes, this is totally fine. So we want to have my Blessing of Sanctuary up. If you're a paladin that doesn't have Sanctuary, I would recommend using Wisdom instead. But Sanctuary is great, just because of the damage reduction, and every time you block an attack, it reflects damage to the attacker. So that really helps with this AoE solo farming. So I got Blessing of Sanctuary. I like to pop Righteous Fury just because it's a good practice to get into if you're in prot spec and you're tanking, just to always have Righteous Fury up. And I got my Red Aura. Any consumables? Let's do a Runtime Tuber, too. We'll get that plus intellect going. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna zone in right here. Warpwood Tangler already passed by. We're gonna see Pusillin to our left. NPC. We're not gonna talk to him. We're gonna skip him. We're gonna go right to the corner here. And we're gonna drop down to our first pull. Now, what I usually do here, you could jump down without bubbling. You could bubble and jump down. You could bop and jump down. For simplicity's sake, I'm gonna bubble and jump, just so I don't take the falling damage. Okay, we're gonna come down here. I'm gonna judge Wisdom on this target, and we're gonna pop a Consecration. Wait for the bubble to go off, and there we go. Cool. So, that's pretty much it. Rinse and repeat. Some people won't judge Wisdom just to save mana. I usually judge Wisdom on the first target, and then after that, I just keep Seal of Wisdom up. That's just personally what I do. You may want to do it differently, based on your mana pool and all that, but again, that's what I do. So keeping my Seal of Wisdom up, and just rinse and repeating with Consecration, and auto-attacking these guys, and you let the reflective damage do all of the work. I usually will target the Whiplashers that have higher HP. And you see the ones with lower HP are kind of getting finished off there, so. One more auto-attack. Oh, it's a parry, of course. Hey, there we go. Alright, let's see what loot we got. Lasher Root. All the gray items that you get are great for vendoring. Get a lot of herbs here, too. Awesome. Okay, so I'm about a little over half mana, half health. I'm going to do a Divine Favor. That's a free crit heal. You get your mana refunded back, so it doesn't cost anything. Okay, so the first thing that you want to note here is this white rock here. That's kind of your boundary line. When you're avoiding these first patrol here of Warpwood Stompers, stay behind that white rock. Those Warpwoods will not pass the white rock, so it's a good reference. So Warpwood Pod, spawn these Whiplashers, that's great. They have a chance to spawn Whiplashers, and we're going to go to the second mob right here too. Popping a Consecration, judging Wisdom, and recasting the Seal. And we're letting the reflective damage do all the work. Now it looks like my HP is getting a little low, so I'm going to switch to Concentration Aura and do a big Holy Light. Do another Consecration, switch back to Red Aura, and make sure you are attacking your targets. Here's another Consecration. You could also downrank Consecration to save mana. So if you notice that the rest of your mobs don't really have a lot of HP, you could pop like a rank 1 Consecration to finish them off, and it's a great way to save mana. So we already got a green there, getting some Heart of the Wild, Thorny Vine. Awesome, awesome. Heart of the Wild. You get a lot of Heart of the Wild. Khadgar's Whisker. Okay. Let's heal ourselves back up. So, a couple things you could do here. You could choose to get this mob as well. For the sake of the route I've been mostly following, I'm going to go this way. So I noticed the Tanglers are not by this patrol here, so Or not patrolling this area, so I'm just gonna sneak on by. Whoops. Can I jump? Can I jump? There we go. Okay. That was a close call. Be a little bit more careful when you're doing this. One thing that I did when I first started out was I marked them. So you could mark them with the skull, you could mark them with anything just to see if they're approaching from a distance. So you're going to want to kind of do like a right angle and wait by this pillar. Wait for them to pass. If you're an herbalist, there's Grom's blood there. Otherwise, there's a warpwood pod. Warpwood pods have a chance where you can open them up, which I can right now, to get a thornling seed, and usually there's runton tuber in there too. Okay, we're going to continue going straight. Watch out for the trees, though. We're going to pull these guys back behind this column right here. This is a safe spot right here, and you'll see a tree branch hanging down. Right there. I usually pull them right underneath this tree branch, and you'll be safe with that. Okay, so here we go. My Divine Favor's up. I'm going to pop it already. Just preemptively. Here's another Consecration. My Blessing of Sanctuary expired, so I'm going to recast that. Here's another Consecration. Okay, my health's getting a little low. Let's switch to Concentration Aura and do a big Holy Light. Another Consecration, back to Ret Aura. And finish these guys off. Whoops. You can see they all kind of go down one by one. Come on. There we go. Okay, so what was that? Our third mob that we've pulled so far? The warpwood pods, you gotta be careful. They could either spawn a poison gas. Let me drink while I talk about this. A poisonous cloud that you gotta run away from is one thing that they'll do. Two, they'll either root you in place, which you could easily cleanse yourself out of, or Blessing of Freedom. The third is, like I said earlier, you could loot runtum tuber and thornling seeds from them. And the fourth thing is they will spawn additional whiplashers, which is always good for you. The more whiplashers, the better. And the spot that we're in right now, I don't see it, but this is one of the areas where a tome will potentially spawn. Kind of like somewhere under these trees here where the whiplashers are dead. I've seen it spawn against the wall too, or anywhere kind of where this warpwood pot is in between. You'll notice the book too. It's a red dusty tome, easy to spot. There's a poisonous cloud. I like to do another once over just to make sure I did not miss it. I don't see it, so let me heal myself up and let's continue. Okay, so we're still in this spot. We're hugging the wall, continuing to hug the wall. There's a mob of whiplashers here. We're gonna aggro these guys. There's also a pod here that spawned more. Nice, excellent, excellent. So we're gonna pull these guys back. And again, looking for visual cues. This white rock here is a little good spot to look out for as a safe zone where you could pull these mobs. So as long as you're by this white rock, white stone, boulder, whatever it is, you should be fine. So there's another Consecration. I'm gonna use my Divine Favor preemptively. Auto attack, auto attack. Here's another Consecration. We're gonna switch to Concentration Aura and do a big heal right now. Switch back to Ret Aura. Consecration. And watch them whittle down. I'm gonna do rank 1 I'm getting all tongue-tied. Rank 1 Consecration here to finish them off and save some mana. I'm gonna self-heal. And let's loot. Consecration. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna continue hugging the wall. As you saw there, I don't know if you guys saw, there's a patrol of Treants that just passed. You want to make sure that they're far in the distance before you proceed to this southeast corner. So another thing about this corner, I usually wait right about here because there's a demon that is invisible that patrols the area. He kind of patrols over here, if you're looking at my mini-map. He patrols this area. So if you're level 60 and you're standing over here, you should be okay. But just a heads up that if you get too close to this, behind this lasher, the death lash, you will spawn the demon. That being said, I can solo the demon. He's the only elite in here that I can solo. I cannot solo the death lash. I can't solo the patrols of trees. So just having the extra, like the exorcism and extra damage helps you kill it. But yeah, everything else, no, cannot kill. Okay, here's the patrol. So I'm just gonna stand here and wait for them to go past this column. Again, I'm level 60. If you're lower level, try to be a bit more careful. Okay, and here's the next pack that we pull. Judge Wisdom. Sometimes I try to... Yep, okay. I try to get that pod there, but you gotta be careful of the elite. And again, here's another column that you can hide behind. Looking for visual cues of where to stand. I stand behind this, this column here, structure. And you should be safe. You should also be just out of range of that demon that patrols to the right of me against the wall. Alright, let's do another Divine Favor, Concentration Aura, Holy Light, Uninterrupted Holy Light, back to Ret Aura, another Consecration, and just make sure you're auto-attacking with your Seal of Wisdom up. Awesome. Good job. Serrated Petal. Oh, there's the demon, yeah, if you guys can see him. He just disappeared, but you could see, if you saw really quickly, he patrols this area. Okay. A lot of times I pull with, like, a little bit more than half mana. I don't wait after every pull to get full mana. Like, I'm about 2300 right now. I should be fine for this corner pull. Let's check it out. Pop the Seal of Wisdom. Judge Wisdom. Recast Wisdom. Consecration. And let everything else just happen. Here's another Consecration. Got my Blessing of Sanctuary up. Okay, that guy's dead. Let's do another Consecration. And just wait for them to die. One by one. Okay, I'll do another full rank Consecration, and then if I have to do another one, I'll drop rank 1. Just to finish them off. Like, right now. There we go. Finish it off with rank 1. 2 left. And I still have 1100 mana after that. So, not bad at all. Okay, so the second tome spawning area, and I don't see one, Pepe hands, is right in front of this Death Lash in the southwest corner. So it spawns right kind of where I'm pinging on the map, in front of this Death Lash. I don't see it, but yeah, it's usually a red book. You'll see it on the ground. It's labeled the Dusty Tome. And if it did spawn, you would see it in front of that lasher right there. Okay, let's get to the final couple pulls in here, and I'll show you guys how I reset it too. So, backtrack a little bit, hug the wall, watch out for the patrolling treants. Gonna wait for these guys to pass. And again, I see this giant tree here before Old Iron Bark. I'm gonna hug the left side of the tree. Watch the Death Lash on your left-hand side, and just frogger it. Wait for the patrols to pass. We're gonna pull this mob right here. Again, we're looking for more visual cues. Here's another column, pillar, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna hide behind here for this pull. Right here. Get as far back as you want, just to be extra safe. And you should be safe from the patrols that pass by. Okay, resealing. Let's see, get a better angle there. There's another consecration. Okay, we're gonna heal. So let me switch to concentration aura. There we go. Back to retribution aura. Here's another consecration. Whoops. Okay, facing the wrong way. And they'll slowly finish them off one by one. Good job, everybody. Any loot? We're getting some decent grays this run. I'm happy about that. I got a couple greens. Lasher root's great. Alright, here's Divine Favor. Gonna heal myself. About 1500 mana, so I'll actually drink a little bit to wait. And we're up to the final pull. So, they're right there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of move up a little bit, like check my mini-map. We're gonna kind of go that way a little bit. In between these pillars here, the pillar column, pull the lashers. We're gonna pull them right to the wall again. So kind of go around this death lash. And of course, as always, we gotta make sure that we are not near any of the patrols. So here comes a patrol, just to be extra safe. I'm gonna wait it out. Always better to be safer than sorry, because we cannot kill these Warpwood Guardians. If they aggro on you, accept your defeat and take off your sword and board and die. I've tried to kill them, there's no chance. They also heal, so it makes it even more difficult. So the biggest challenge is not aggroing any of the elites. As I said, we cannot solo any of them. At least not in this phase. Okay, so we're gonna pull these guys, and I pulled this final pack in between the two trees here. So you see above me, there's kind of like two branches, like a big fat one and a thinner one. That's usually where I pull these guys, and it should be a safe area. There is one pat that comes pretty close, but if you're, again, in between these two branches, you're gonna be fine. Further enough, so far enough so you're not aggroing the death lash over there, and far enough so you're not aggroing the pat. Okay, not really looking at my health. I'm doing okay. Let's see if we can do this without a heal. Gonna do a big ass consecration. My health is getting low. I have my bubble, I have my bop, and I have my lay on hands, just in case. I didn't need any of them for this final pull. But just throwing that out there, that those options are available. If you notice that you're, oh crap, my health is too low, I'm not going to be able to get a heal in time. Remember, you have your bubble, Divine Shield. You have your Blessing of Protection. You have Lay on Hands. So definitely utilize them if you do think that you're in a troubling situation. And that was the final pull right there. That was it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this run. Now to go over basically how much you make per run. So per run, it's kind of hard to say. I would say by hour. This should take you under 15 minutes. So if you're spending like total about 15 minutes from start to finish, I went a little bit slower this run just to show you guys the route and make sure that I was explaining things as properly as possible. You're gonna make about 20 to 30 gold per hour just from the vendable gray loot alone, and greens. So when I say vendable gray loot, I'm talking about the lasher roots, I'm talking about the thorny vines, I'm talking about the serrated petal. Those are all vendable, and as you can see, like a full stack of 20 of the serrated petal is 12 gold. That's pretty crazy. A full stack of 40 of the lasher roots, almost 7 gold. A full stack of the where is it? Thorny vine, 6 gold, 14. So that's pretty sweet. I also sell my Heart of the Wild, because as you can see, I already have 13 Heart of the Wild in one run. They sell for 40 silver each. I sell all those because that's what you get the most of, and unless you're leveling alchemy and you need them. But if you have extra, you can try to vendor them. Unless you want to try to sell them in the auction house, that's up to you. But again, between these grays, how many greens did I get? I got Arm Guards of Agility, that's almost a gold. I got Swamp Ring of Agility, almost another gold. Raw Black Truffle I usually vendor too. So, usually, like I said, it's about 20 to 30 gold per hour from the grays and vendable loot alone. If you're an herbalist, you're going to make more. And this doesn't include items that will drop. I didn't get any living essence this run, but usually I do get a living essence or two. I've gone runs where I've gotten 4 living essences. Granted, their cost has gone down significantly because of this route. But yeah, I've gotten a traveler's backpack. I've gotten 3 journeyman backpacks so far. Haven't found any pumpkin bags. It's a Halloween event. Haven't found any yet. I haven't gotten any BOE epics yet as well, or either rather. I got a BOE. I've gotten a few BOE blues, but I think it's a really great run. I don't know where else I could be making this money solo as a prot pally. I've done a lot of stockades runs, and for a full stockades run, you could probably make like 5 or 6 gold each run, which isn't bad. So if you want to like start out practicing with stockades, by all means. And this route did take me a while to get down, just because of all the patrols. You gotta be really, really careful with all the patrols. And that's my best advice for you, is take your time with it. If you think of trolls getting near you, just slow down, stop, go hide behind one of the pillars or trees that I pointed out, the safe areas, and just take your time until you feel comfortable doing the route. So you're probably wondering how I reset the instance, because I'm down here in the courtyard, so how do I run back up without aggroing the entire instance? So, so here's what you do. You join a party with a friend. So I have my lovely assistant Moisandra helping me out here. So you have a friend or buddy invite you to a group. Your friend or buddy must be the party leader, and they cannot be in the instance with you, or any instance in general, for that matter. So you make sure they are the party leader, not in an instance, and you log out. Once you are offline, your party member can right-click their portrait and hit reset all instances. I can't see it here because I'm not the party leader, but that's what they do. Click reset all instances once I am logged out of the game. So you gotta wait for the sign for me to say offline. Okay, Moisandra has reset the instance. I'm ready to zone back in. And just like that, voila, I am back to the entrance. Right there, and just to make sure it's been reset, we should see our friend, the Warpward Treant Patrol, walking on by. There he is. So, the instance has been reset, and I'm ready to go on another run. So, I hope this video was a bit helpful for you guys, or insightful, and to help you kind of see how I've been farming gold lately. As you saw, I got my Paladin epic mount, so doing this has definitely helped. Again, also, if the Dusty Tomes spawn, you have a chance at finding the class books, so that's another additional source of income. And yeah, if you're an herbalist, you'll probably make a bit more money just by finding all the herbs in here. I know there's Grom's Blood, there's Dreamfoil, and probably other herbs. I've seen Ghost Mushroom in different areas of this instance, but yeah, you'll definitely make more money as an herbalist. I'm not an herbalist, but still make a decent amount. So when it comes, like, at the end of the day, I'd probably say like 50 to 70 gold an hour, based on what you're farming, what drops you get, and BOEs, and all that jazz. So, thanks again for watching, guys. I'm gonna end it here, because I feel like I'm blabbing on. But if you have any questions about this route, or you need some help or advice, feel free to let me know in the comments below. You could also tune into my live stream at twitch.tv/QuissyTV, where you'll probably find me doing this route. So I am totally open to questions and comments and all that stuff. If you do this route a bit differently and you think that I could do it more efficiently, I'm all ears, open to hear that. But again, that's just the route that I go on. So again, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel for more exciting Classic WoW content. Again, follow the live stream on Twitch, and you can follow me at QuissyTV on Twitter as well. Thanks for watching, guys, again, and we'll see you next time.